Nanny cam. And right now, all of ISIS
Damn
is
fast,
downloading the location of your family.
It's not hooked up to the network at all.
OMG. We made it. We are now live. I am hearing a slight echo from you guys, but that's okay. I think it's just that one of you guys has a really powerful mic. But no worries. All right, Tommy. You've never been liver than you are right now.
Awesome. Well, let me pull it back up. I'll have everybody know I'm working with a brand new computer and not all my settings, so bear with me a little bit.
We're bearing with you. While you're figuring that out, I would just like to say that this is a huge turnout for the meeting, and it is awesome.
Absolutely, like that large turnout. And with that, we're going to go ahead and kick off the meeting so you guys understand how short and sweet these are, and you'll enjoy coming to the next one. This is the Strats leadership meeting of 4 May 2015, and normally we start off with a quick sound off. We'll use the order that we appear in Mumble. Actually, those starting with me, I'm Tommy 2118. That goes to you, Biff.
I'm Biff.
Don't call me James.
Dynamable. Hunter's Null.
Massive Murder.
No bugs.
Sinish is dead.
Let the record show that Sinish is present.
That engineer.
And Vocino. I was about to yell at Tommy, then I'm like, oh yeah, he already went.
I'm Wayward.
Weedums.
And yes.
Awesome, everybody. Thanks for coming out. So we're going to roll right out. Our fearless leader has yet again blown our minds, baffled us with brilliance, and set up a new format for leadership meetings. So thoughts? Go ahead, boss. Give us your 1-2 on it.
Well, I had just formatted my machine, and then I went to install. Man, I don't know what that echo is. I went to install Photoshop, and then I just started playing with it, and then here it is. And I kept going.
Awesome.
So yeah, one more thing. So my thinking is that perhaps we could do the leadership meeting and then do the maybe like the podcast afterwards, Strats chats afterwards, something like that. As this grows, if we like this format, maybe next time we'll like move right on into a podcast or something. But I feel like I've got the format down and I've got the like the system pretty well figured out, and it's pretty easy. So yeah, we'll see how it works.
Good deal. I like it. And anytime you can put a face name and voice, it always is a bonus. Okay, let's roll right into the state of the guilds, IPs, and franchises. And Dynamo, you want to go ahead and kick us off for Destiny?
Oh man, one of these days I'm not gonna go first.
Not any one of these days soon.
You have to go first.
Fair enough. Everybody's kind of getting geared up. I think we're gonna get together and play some raids tomorrow for Destiny after the reset, and just still gearing up for House of Wolves. Got the recruitment post ready for when we get that up, so it's looking good.
For House of Wolves?
Yeah, the DLC.
Oh, okay. My brain fart, sorry.
No big.
When is that? Is that next Tuesday it drops?
I believe so. It's either that or I think it's the 20th, actually.
Gotcha. Whatever you're drinking, it sounds awesome from here, by the way.
That's ice water, bro.
Best stuff. Okay, so it's a little weird since we changed the forums as far as running through these, but I'm kind of looking at them in categories, and right now we're rolling through the category. Grand Theft Auto 5, I'll kind of give you the rundown on it. Not a whole lot's happened since last week with it or the week before with that. I have seen a couple of individuals trying to get a little bit of attention drummed up for it, but honestly, it's just kind of sitting steady state right now.
Now, Tommy, when you talk about GTA 5, are you specifically referring to PS4 version or anything like that?
Good point. Good point. I'm specifically referring to PS4 because that's kind of the part that I had to stick on. I don't know if anybody's wanting to get any momentum behind a PC version or Xbox One.
I did pick it up for the PC. I have not really gotten into it yet because I've already played the game at length.
Twice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm that's kind of why it's sitting on the back burner because I just gotta get the motivation to get into it again, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. It's a fun game. It's a great game. I don't know if it's going to be something that I can play religiously multiple times a week, especially with so many other cool things going on right now. I don't plan on uninstalling it anytime soon, and we'll probably look at doing an event or two in the future. But man, it's just there's so much other cool things going on right now.
Yeah, I agree.
But I encourage anybody else who this is their bread and butter, this is something that they're passionate about and wants to give some time and attention to, speak up. Let me hear your voice. I'm sure I can work something out with you. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Especially those leaders.
Right. Absolutely.
All right. Planet Side 2. We're still referencing PC. I don't think it's dropped for the PS4 yet. Any updates on how that outfit is doing?
Yeah, not really. I haven't really logged in lately. My account is still active. Probably. It is what it is. The worst answer ever. The leader who was the leader stepped down. I'm currently the leader. If food struck us to get back into it, probably get into it, but I don't think it's going to get much attention until the PS4 release. And even then, we'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I think we've been back in that situation where it's a re-release title that'll have a neat little pop and fizzle like the first opening of a Coca-Cola. But when it sits there for a little bit, at the end of the day, it's just sugar water.
Right.
All right, ESO Guild.
ESO Guild.
You got your finger in about every pot right now.
I know. ESO Guild's been doing pretty good actually. Although I haven't had too much time to play, but it's going well. People are into it again, and I think just today there was a post about moving over to PS4, and a couple of people were saying they were gonna go ahead and spend the $20 and put in their character transfer request or character copy request, which may breathe new life into it again, just like we just got finished talking about with Planet Side 2. But apart from that, I don't know. That's where we stand on that. It's kind of same deal. Some people are into it. Some people are lagging behind.
Gotcha. Well, I think this is a good point to reemphasize what we talked about in past meetings, where Strats proper doesn't really support any one platform or another, but each one of these games has multiple chapters. And I guess right now we're talking about the PC chapter of the ESO Guild, which you're currently heading, Sino. Actually, I think you've got a couple of strong officers there backing you up. But if I'm sorry.
Well, and yes, I do. And I think if anyone's interested in setting up meetings or PvP events or anything like that, I would definitely welcome that and do what I can to help. But a couple people asked me like what the status of this event or that event was, and I basically said someone's got to just like step up and put the stuff out there and get it going.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes with pretty much anything.
Yeah.
If you want something to happen, it's a lot easier for us to support it as opposed to just kind of thinking it up, because our thought process is so diversified from one end of the strats to the other end that sometimes we're not just that in the weeds with any one topic at any given time. But furthermore, if PS4, if there's somebody who's really passionate about setting up a guild chapter for PS4, let us know. But don't necessarily look for it to just happen with one of us because we're not necessarily planning on playing it.
I have purchased the pack for PS4, and I am considering playing my Daggerfall character just to see how it goes. So if I pursue that, then I may be interested in doing a Daggerfall chapter.
That would be cool. I would probably jump on that method.
So are you guys done with the PC version though?
No, I'm not done with it. I log in every now and then when I can. It's more just
clarify the copy thing, the character copy thing. I'm not sure if
yeah, an
it's
engineer
totally
can
fine.
probably speak to it better than I can.
Essentially, I think it's only good for another 2 or 3 days, maybe. I think it was good for 30 days, and I believe it came out on April 6th. You have the option for $20. You pay $20 to essentially get a console version of the game, either for Xbox One or PS4. And at whatever date in the future, they will copy all your current characters to that console. Everything, all your achievements, all your bank items, everything. And then you can continue to play either the PC version or the console version of your choice. Nothing will be transferred, or say not transfer is not the correct word. Nothing will be copied over from that point on. But you can just play them separately, however you wish.
So it's like
Right.
cloning.
Yeah, so I don't
Yes.
really have a Daggerfall character. My main is like my only high level character, so I guess it wouldn't make sense for me to transfer.
So they're not synced. They play as two separate characters up to that point. Now, I got a question though. Is it $20 to purchase the game, or do you have to purchase the game for $60 and then pay $20 to
That
transfer?
is a good question.
You are getting the game for $20.
Oh,
good.
well, that's not a
Actually,
bad
really
deal,
good deal.
actually. Then,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's an awesome.
It is
deal.
that's why I went ahead and did it. I mean, $20 just to try it out. That's fantastic.
Right. Yeah,
Nice.
makes a lot more sense like that, actually.
Sounds good. Hey, while we got you talking there, engineer, why don't you go ahead and give us your Dragon Age announcement? It was next on my list.
I just found out. Well, first off, there is a DLC coming out at the end of the month. I believe you have to pay for it. But tomorrow, there is a multiplayer free DLC where you can fight dragons.
Oh,
What? Fight dragons.
Yes,
Might have to get into that.
it will be coming out tomorrow. Yes,
Wait, paid DLC, free DLC?
free. Tomorrow, the multiplayer is free.
So essentially, you're telling me tomorrow I can download a free DLC for Dragon Age, fight dragons, and then go to lootcrate.com/strats, enter the coupon code strats, and get 10% off my Loot Crate order?
Whoa, 10%. Tommy, that is crazy.
I've never heard that before.
This is the best week ever.
Dang, who would not take us up on this offer?
You'd have to be crazy enough to fight a dragon. Am I right? All right. Sounds good. I might do the ESO world for sure. What else do we have?
Let's see. Auth is not here to discuss Minecraft, but I believe it's still alive and well, and I know he's taken a short hiatus while he's going through finals as far as doing his weekend giveaway or kickoffs.
Yeah. I can talk about Star Citizen. Perhaps.
That's funny because I just hit the simulation category and Star Citizen popped up first.
I think that's the only sim category we have. So I have been busy this weekend. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've put a lot of work into the Star Citizen guild page. I wrote a bunch of stuff. The only thing that's left to write is cleanup, of course, but also the manifesto, and I'm going to write that up here pretty soon. I think the page is in a pretty good state to start putting it out there, and we'll do on Fridays like we always do. We'll do our recruitment posts. That way, it's up over the weekend. So I would ask everybody to hold off on like posting on Reddit until Fridays. That way, we can upvote it and it stays active over the weekend. Same as we do for all the games. And we'll start doing that this Friday, and I think we'll probably get some good feedback from it. I think the page looks really good, and as we get more members, it'll kind of snowball. I was checking it out today, and there's a lot of people interested in Star Citizen, looking for a guild, trying to create guilds, but like half the organizations that are up there have one member, and I think you're gonna see like a lot of people are starting a org, but then probably don't have like the follow through to make it all happen, and they'll probably be looking for someone else. Oh, we lost poor James.
Well,
So yeah, that's Star Citizen.
perfect. I think that kind of wraps up our normal discussion about our guilds, IPs, and franchises. I do want to go ahead and give Weedums the floor for a second and let him discuss our ESO event, Dungeon Racing. Weedums?
Yeah. Wayward and I, 2 weekends ago now, we had talked about some sort of event to get more people into our guild for the PC version, and possibly some that might be want to transfer over to the PS4. We came up with Dungeon Racing. We'll get however many teams want to sign up. So obviously teams of 4. We'll go through 6 dungeons, and whoever completes the dungeon faster than everybody else, they get a prize. Whatever that might be. We already have 4 keys for Far Cry Blood Dragon. We were looking at getting mud crab plushies as well.
Mud crab plushies.
From the ESO page.
And
Awesome.
horse head masks. Come on, that was the original prize.
for a second or whatever we did. I don't.
What do I have to do?
Now, disclaimer.
We need.
This is not real horse heads. No horses were harmed in the making of this leadership meeting, nor was that mud crab slushy. It was mud crab plushie.
I see.
Slushy.
But it's a physical thing, right? Or is this an in-game item?
It's a physical thing. No, it's you can cuddle up to it, go to sleep with it, throw it around, give it to your dog.
Not drink it.
Not drink it.
Originally, I tried to find things that we could do in game, but there really isn't. It's not. The game's not accommodating to that, really. So.
It would be really complicated to do too. For example, like each team would need to have their own room in Mumble. We would need to have at least one member of each team streaming for accountability. And we would need a moderator to watch the streams to make sure nobody's cheating. We would need a moderator in the Mumbles to make sure, crap doesn't go haywire. So it would be pretty complicated to do, but I think it would bring a lot of people over.
Okay.
There's a lot of overhead.
Yeah, so is there any reason we can't just use the honor system? I feel like that would be okay enough.
Well, I mean,
because money's gone into it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the reason is because of how easy it would be to just say, "Okay, we're done." If you just get to a boss that you're really having trouble with, you can just skip it and no one will know.
Yeah, well, presumably you'd have 4 people though in your team, right? And
Yes.
Are all of them going to agree to take Wayward and Weedham's money? I don't know.
Well, we don't know. I mean, that's all I'm saying is that there's that possibility.
I wonder if we have that level of shadiness in our community.
Well, the idea was to also advertise it on Reddit to try and bring in new members.
Yeah.
Well, we do know that level of shadiness exists on Reddit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can we use screen captures?
Of each down boss, you mean?
Yeah, and they submit those as
Is there any
Think about it though. If
timestamping?
we also have these guys streaming this, we can upload it to the Strats page. I mean, you can make an event there too.
Once again, you've added another level of overhead though to it.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to ask people coming in outside of people that already stream, already do all these things.
Mm-hmm.
not saying it's not trying to be negative or a naysayer, just trying to look at streamlining it. Because what essentially, if we don't get enough mods, don't get enough, referees or whatever else, that is going to break your guys' process.
I would say, sorry, go ahead.
No, and the less moving pieces and parts, the more, keep it simple type concept.
I would say your idea would work if we make them take a screen of all 4 members of the party with the down boss in sight of all 6 dungeons, the final boss. Then they can, whenever they're finished, they can let us know and then send us the pics and we can confirm it. I don't see why that wouldn't work.
If it's a speed run, how are you going to confirm that
Exactly.
they've done it in time?
What's wrong with the streaming idea?
Hold on.
Nothing's
what do you
wrong
mean?
necessarily.
What do you mean if it's a speed run, how can they confirm?
Well, you said that they're going to take pictures of the down bosses and send them to you.
Right. It's not a time trial, it's literally a race. Everyone starts at the same time, first team to finish wins.
Oh. Okay, yeah, then that could...
And as far as overhead, we'd really only need 3 people moderating inwards.
Well, I think that a timed race at a certain time might be challenging also. I'm trying to think like how you can get the most people. And if everyone has to be there at the same time, that makes it tough.
We did talk about time trials, but then we're back to the honor system, and you could make up whatever time you wanted to say.
Yeah.
I mean, you could simply just ask them to stream it, though.
Yeah, by voice, how many people in here have the capability of streaming?
Me.
I have the capability, but I don't do it.
I just think that not everybody's streamers, and
Fair
by
enough.
adding that element to it, you're going to really alienate your pool.
I agree with that, actually, but I mean, I think the streaming would be a good idea, but I agree that not everybody streams, and even though the programs you need to do it are free and available, I don't know that everybody. Some people might just see that and then say, well, I'm not going to do that event.
But only one member of each team needs to be streaming.
Right.
So I mean, you advertise it out there to the streamers and like say, hey, we need one of you guys to host a team, and blasey bluesy blee. We can work the kinks out there.
Okay, so let's go back to your overhead count. You need multiple mumble channels. That's not a problem. That's easy. But then you want a facilitator in each one of those channels. So how many channels are we talking?
Well, you could have one person who's roaming through them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
How many teams do you think? What's your gut tell you? How many teams are going to be running this?
This is the first time we've done anything like this. I'd be happy to see 5 teams.
Yeah, I was thinking 4.
All right, so let's say that realistically you get 2 or 3 teams. So it's only one person can moderate 2 or 3 teams, even 4 teams, probably even 5 bouncing through them. They're streaming. You've got one streamer, and then that covers the keeping them honest as far as their time. What else did you say? I thought someone else brought up a third aspect for some sort of facilitator or moderator.
You would also, again, depending on how many teams you have, 1 to 2 people browsing through the team streams.
I don't know that that's necessary, but
you can honestly watch the highlight video afterwards if there was any concern for wrongdoing.
There you go.
Well, but I think it's a good idea. I wish we could. I think if you could figure out screenshots, and it was like like sometimes they have scavenger hunts, like these digital scavenger hunts where you go around and you take pictures and then you email them to an email address, and like the first person that has all of them in the email wins. It could be something like that, but you have to post them on the forum. As long as all the members take a picture in front of the boss, then that would
Right.
be-
Of every dungeon.
right. So like all 4 of them line up in front of the dead boss.
Right.
They take it, then they take another picture. I mean, you could pretty easily tell, are they wearing the same armor? Are they, the same people? You could probably pretty easily tell.
You should be able to see their names, right? I mean, if he leaves his HUD
Yeah,
on.
we'll just specify like leave UI on or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I've just got a couple questions. Why would you need someone running through Mumble? I'm just confused.
And somebody declares, "Hey, we just finished this dungeon. Hey, we just finished this dungeon. Okay, move on. Go ahead."
Yeah, but if you're watching the streams, then you wouldn't need that, correct?
Well, I think really it's behavior more than anything of monitoring the Mumble. But I guess that doesn't really matter if they're the only ones in the channel. But I think it's kind of also just to make sure they're not doing anything devious, any exploits or something.
And also, we need to be able to call out, all star, okay, everybody go, mark sets go, and then, call out the winner as they come in.
Okay. And then also for the streams, can you use multi-Twitch, so that you could just watch all the streams at once?
Yeah, I mean, that's a...
And then, yeah, that way it's easy, and you can see exactly when everyone's done, and you can also see where everyone is, right?
Right. Okay, so now here's the thing we still haven't decided. Vocino brought up that it might be difficult to have a set time and date to do it.
Yeah.
And instead do time trials, but I don't know if that will work as well.
Time trials would definitely be easier to fake.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I was thinking like
I could fake any of these things is the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, you could really, if you really wanted to.
Right, but I mean, if you're in a Mumble channel, if you're streaming, and it's all teams start at the same time and the first one done wins, it's pretty easy to see if you faked something.
If you're streaming, for sure. I mean, streaming, it seems like, would be very difficult.
Really, even taking screenshots of the boss. I mean,
the only problem with screenshots is that you could take them anytime.
What, and like Photoshop your teammates into it or something?
No, you could do it with the same team.
Yeah, we can run them this week.
No. But what I'm saying is, if we still did it at a proposed time, and just they had to submit screenshots when they were finished. If they say, okay, we completed, we won, then they send the screenshots and we confirm it.
Right, but
that they completed the whole deal.
You, me, Wayward, and Tommy could log in, go do all of the dungeons at our leisure, collect the screenshots.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The only way to curb that is, I guess, see, that wouldn't even work either, though. Never mind.
The ESO Gazette. You have a copy of the ESO Gazette with the date, right?
Right.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
No, I was gonna say have them type something in a zone chat or something, or.
It's getting more and more complicated.
It's very difficult. Yeah.
I think the streams was the simplest idea from
the beginning. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to stream, unfortunately.
And hey, it's gonna bring traffic through our stream team anyways, our Twitch team anyways.
Here's my last glass of cold water. The date that you guys are looking at is Memorial Day weekend.
We would definitely wanted to talk about that.
That does not have to be. We can take all the time we need to prepare this thing.
Yeah, we'd probably put it out further.
I would say the same thing, especially although Memorial Day weekend might be great for some.
A lot of people are going to be out camping or something.
Yeah.
Freaking campers.
Yeah, don't discriminate.
I'm always dying to campers.
Hey, now. So I think you guys are on the right vein. You guys are thinking of all the right things to do. You've got prizes to give away. You've thought about all your loopholes and how people can circumvent the system. You've thought about how we need to advertise it. And the end goal is to bring people into our fold. You guys are in the right vein. I just wouldn't be too worried about trying to hit a certain dot on the calendar at this point and just make sure we get a smooth process.
I agree with that.
The other thing is, if you haven't streamed ESO, it is not the most friendly game to stream. It's pretty resource intensive on both ends. Just kind of keep that in mind too.
Well, some people may want it to be pretty, but we don't need that. We just need evidence.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's we can figure out a date. We can make some graphics for it if we need it, or I know you guys have some up there.
Those are just test ideas. Anybody that's willing to help, I'm willing to take it.
Okay. Well, we can check it out and figure out, make sure everything's ready to go, I guess, and we'll try to put it up.
Is there
That would
any
be
way?
awesome.
Is there any way to put a toe in the water and kind of send out some sort of teaser and see how much bite you get?
We could do like a video, put it up on our gaming and ESO or Elder Scrolls Online.
We could even do like a mini version if we can get 2 4-man teams in the guild and race each other.
What about just doing like a pre-sign up, just like a interest check?
Yeah, that's more what I was thinking.
Like post here if you are interested in doing this, and then make a post about that on all the various places where you would post it, like the official forums, Reddit, etc. We'll market it, and then
Is there a way to post a poll in a Reddit comment?
You could make a poll. There's
you
tons of sites out
yeah, you could just
Survey Monkey or whatever.
You can make the poll, or the polls are broken here, aren't they?
Yeah, I also think polls are less. It's
informative.
I don't know. I don't even think it's necessary. It's so easy to click the poll thing. I would want to see a team sign up. I think the interest is going to be if you can get 4 people to say, "Hey, let's make a team, and let's put our name in the thing, and pre-register or whatever."
Yeah, call it like the Strats Summer Dungeon Racing or Dungeon Run.
Well, I think we're talking about before that point, right? We're just saying, hey, would you be interested in this? That's what you're saying,
Summer
right?
Strats, CSO
Well,
Splash.
we're going to get from it that you'll be interested, but we want them to think that they're registering, so that the intent of that user is that they are registered. That way, you get an accurate representation of this is something that someone wants to do.
Then we need to go ahead and get that. I need to go ahead and get that flyer made up. Advertising it, get that out there, and then I need to make a shareable Google document, some that everybody can edit. I've never done anything like that before.
Are we still talking about a Facebook event?
Yeah, we can do that
a registration form.
Yeah,
you can make a registration form that attaches to a Google spreadsheet and puts all the data in there. I'll help you with that.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll kind of let you guys ping the people who you need to ping to kind of get the help, and then we'll follow up on this next meeting, kind of see where we're at, where we need to go.
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Okay, Strats Chats update. Possibly big news. Possibly for real this time.
That's off. I don't know what he's talking about with that.
He was so worried about letting the cat out of the bag. Well, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag.
Go for it.
Oth and I have recorded about 5 episodes of Strats Chats. There are some of you guys that have gotten the privilege or miserable torture of listening to a couple of them, but we feel like we're ready to get this process rolling. And what the big update was that in the next couple weeks, you guys are going to start being able to download that through iTunes and whatnot. However, with the advent of a peer in and how we're doing our meeting, there was always a game plan for us to migrate from a audio to a video to a live. And I think honestly, we're at a point now where we would just like to flip the switch and go live and then take the audio and run it through for our audio customers. So we'll probably be seeing a Strats Chats live video here in the next 2 weeks, probably following this meeting.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea. We can put some type of schedule on this channel, and then Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'd like to see shows more often on using this channel. Maybe we can think of some other ones and start really making stuff like that.
I think it could certainly do something related to each game. Have like a show per, at least for the big games, the games that we're concentrating more on. Have the people that are more involved in those games host their own little show or something like that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
But yeah, this is what I was saying before the meeting, and you guys were like, "Hold it for the meeting." This is
let it out.
when I came up with the name Strats Chats, this is what I envisioned.
We are chatting right now.
Exactly, and we're chatting about strats. That's what it was all about.
This guy gets it. Yeah, that's awesome. I think I like I said, this system was pretty easy to set up, and we can probably teach that to other members and get them set up, get things rolling. You can have a show or whatever. I don't know. Could be very cool. What is Tommy smiling so much about?
I just read. Nub
oh, he's reading the chat.
They said put a ring on Tommy. I don't know what the hell that means.
I think he wants to marry you.
I think so. All right. Anything else? What else was on our list here?
There was definitely Nub Hugs had brought up a mentor-mentee concept.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
Lay it on us.
Get your hypers ready.
So ready.
I'm ready. My body is ready.
So one of the things that I'm big on is retention rates. I work with a school system, and we're all about keeping students in the school system. So
it's very noble of you.
Strats is obviously making the push towards advertising, so we should make some kind of effort to keep some of the people, because it's more than just having people sign up and saying, yes, I'm super excited for the game that comes out in 6 months from now. We want those people to stay. We want them to be active. So one of the things that I teach to the government, well, I don't personally teach it, but we teach them, is mentor-mentee relationships. And there's a lot to talk about it with it, and it's already running kind of late, so I won't go into super big detail, but we already do a pretty good job where someone puts an introductory post. I mean, someone today put up an introductory post, and people just flood it with, welcome, and if we can get anything for you, just
jokes.
Let me know. Yeah, and jokes and memes and all that fun stuff. But we want people to feel welcome. And I think that we could come up with a method to take that a little step forward with that, through certain people, certain regulars in the community that could just go that little extra mile. And I have been putting a lot of thought into it, but I've been pretty busy, so I haven't been able to come up with a whole lot of methods. But it could be as simple as somebody sending in a personal message. I know when someone signs up, Vecino automatically has this automated huge wall of text sent to them that can be super intimidating. But what somebody could see is they could see somebody sign up, and they could send them a PM that says, hey, I'm such and such. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask me, or you could try to get to know them a little bit, saying, I see that you're into this game, what is it about you like about that game? And it's not just beneficial to try to get people exposed to someone, or to make a friend, because it's so much easier when you know somebody. And it's also easier to join in conversations when you know somebody. So say that Tommy reached out to me, and I see Tommy talking in a topic or something, that might make it a lot easier for me to talk with him, join in on the conversation, because sometimes it's really hard to meet new people. So that kind of brings that visibility to that new person. And so some of the other things is that a mentor also gets groomed by their mentee. So somebody that takes responsibility to meet and talk with all these new people is also receiving benefits themselves. So this is a way to also groom people for potential leaderships, because they could say, I communicate with a bunch of people on a basis. Maybe I could handle leading a game category, or maybe I could be somebody that takes that step forward. So it's also a really good way to prepare the mentor as well as the mentee.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
I'd love to figure out sort of how we could do that. Maybe in the lounge, people claim someone that writes a new post, like an intro. Like they claim, okay, I'm gonna send this person a message, something like that.
You can even cycle through the regulars.
Yeah, I hesitate to do that. Like my first thought was like, okay, I can send an automated message from each regular, like whenever someone signs up. But then, like, what if
It's
they?
hard to tell when they're
What
be
about an
there.
automated reminder to each regular? Like, hey, regular, this guy just joined up. Maybe you should reach out to him or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. My thinking is, and Nubhugs probably has some understanding of this professionally, is that the people that are going to sign up and want to be a mentor, like they're going to claim that new introduction post, are probably going to be the best ones for the job. So I wonder if that, at least initially, might be the way to go.
Yeah, because one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to say, well, it's such and such's turn, and then they feel no real connection, or they don't feel into want to talking to this person, or they get discouraged because the person doesn't really talk back to them and stuff like that. So that's one of the things that's really fragile with the mentor-mentee relationship, is you don't want to create any type of negativity. So
yeah, you don't want it to be an obligation. You want it to be a privilege and a way for us to grow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What if we created a group, and you could sign up to be a mentor, and we can give you like a mentor title, and then those people can have their own like subcategory where they can just claim, okay, I'm gonna take this new intro post, and then we'll go from there. Then we'll have a group of people. They can wear the title if they want to or not, or just like have the badge, and they'll be like the mentors. That's mentors.
Yeah,
That'd be
and
awesome.
so that also makes
Led
that
by
person
Nubhugs.
available.
That
I
looks
don't
for a
know
badge
about
and a
leading by
hashtag.
Nubhugs, but I mean that way you could see, like, people see the moderator title and they're like, oh man, Vicino or Tommy or Ulf I can run to them with my problems that are the website is just blowing up. They can fix it. Well, like with a mentor title, someone can say, well, this person knows their way around Strats. They know a lot of the people. Maybe they could help me with getting able to play a game with somebody, or getting into a category, or I'm not quite sure how to make a post or get into the mumble. I wonder if they can help me.
Right.
So I have a thought, but it might actually be too much work, and it may not even be possible. But would there be a way in the intro post?
Those are the best ideas.
Yeah. To allow some other kind of tagging system, so they can tag their interests, like what a certain game or comics or whatever, and then
well, can't they just write that in the post?
Well, I mean, this will be something that alerts certain mentors. I don't know. I mean,
do we have? I don't think right now. I think that's a problem that doesn't. It's not a problem. It's a problem we would like to have. Right now, we're not being flooded with so many intro posts that it's like impossible to keep up. We were at one point, and maybe when that returns, we'll have that problem. But for now, I think it's something where we can.
Sorry about that.
Just like claim, and I think the mentor group is a good idea, not just because it was my idea.
You know what? No.
But
no,
the overall mentor
you
system,
bring it back
I
again,
think,
or you're
is awesome.
fired.
Oh gosh.
Well, my 2 cents. Air Force has had a mentor-mentee program for, I mean, I was in for 20 years, and it was there when I got there. And everything you guys are saying about positives is definitely true. There are some huge negatives. If you have an unmotivated mentor, somebody who just kind of feels that they're forced to do it, or a individual who does not have a mentor and then they find out about the mentor program after the fact. All the above can be disenfranchising. So we'll have to make sure we keep tabs on that, making sure that the wealth gets spread around. But one other thing that we can do to help kind of close the gap, and it's something that helped Strats grow in the beginning, is there was always a large volume of people in Mumble. There always. I mean, whether it was, and somebody would come in and say, hey, how you doing? My name's, so-and-so. and we would say, hey, come join us in Mumble. There's people in here right now. And those individuals that came over to Mumble, they stuck around because they got instant, immersion or instant enclosure. It was like, hey, we're cool guys, gals. So something else to consider. Maybe those individuals that sign up to be mentors can also help rally the wagons around getting some people to kind of hang out and Mumble more regularly, which I'm guilty of myself.
I mean, to be fair, that's everybody's job, right? Everyone should be pushing this stuff to get people involved. I see that should be our rallying cry for everybody that's a member across the entire community. But the mentors should be a one-on-one, like Nubhugs was saying, like a PM that says, hey, what's up? You just joined. I'm a mentor. Do you have any questions? Here's some cool stuff to check out. It's probably the same thing that we would like to have happen across the entire community. Like, you should join Mumble. Here are the times people are on. These are the games, whatever. But it's just like one-on-one. That's the difference. That's the way I think about it anyway. So yeah, I think we covered a lot about it, and I think everyone thinks it's a great idea, and we should look into it further. Actually, not look into it. We should just do it. I think it's a good idea. So I'm gonna set it up. Led by Nubhugs.
Dang, dude, I'm getting drawn into it.
Drawn into it. You asked for it, brother.
You asked for it. That. You can't suggest a great idea and then not expect it to be put on your plate.
And I name the engineer as your deputy, the mentor of mediocrity.
Oh, yeah. All right. Do we have anything else?
The last thing on there is the starting time frame for the division.
Oh, yeah, that's Drool, but I don't think he's in here. So.
All right. I will answer the question for you, Drool, the same way I answer this question for everybody. The time is now.
Go ahead and do it.
I have actually got this tattooed on my arm, and I can show you to prove it. Winnet Aura, the time is now. Just do it.
Nice. All right. Sounds good. Oh. Putting up. All right.
All right. I think that we hit all our hot points. Awesome meeting. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. And this concludes the Strats leadership meeting for May 2015.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, yeah. May the 4th be with you.
There's some clown was going to say it.
I missed it again.
OMG, he did a thing.
Tommy, you've been missing out on all the funny things lately.
Too much real life.
Truth.
Look at it. He's even got to see you next Monday.